If you're a songwriter who's not been finishing songs, hitting writer's block, or getting to the end of the song to only be left feeling like your songs are just not good enough, then this video is for you. In this video, we're going to be going over the 4 components of the PPS system, which is a method to songwriting that allows you to virtually have songs write themselves. And I first learnt this when I got my songwriting mentor, and I've since refined this to write songs to a pro level in less than half the time that it used to take me. Hey, Danny here from Songwriters International. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We help songwriters develop their craft by sharing tips, tricks and techniques to have you writing your best possible songs. So what does the PPS system stand for? Planning, preparation and songwriting. And the art of writing a great song is in the work that you do before even writing. Now I'm going to walk you through each and every step. Then I'm going to walk you through an example to how we put all of the pieces together. So step 1 is what we call idea creation. Now I want you to understand the idea is the seed in which the whole song grows from. Now ideas themselves come in all different shapes and sizes, but there are particular ways and methods that I use to actually create ideas. So here are my 5 top ways to find ideas for my songs. The first place I go looking is for quotes. Quotes that provoke an emotion, quotes that inspire me, quotes that get me wanting to write the song. The second place that I go is 6-word stories. These are absolutely incredible. The third place that I go that you perhaps have never thought of is horse names. Now horse names themselves are very engaging, interesting, they catch your attention, and that's why they work great for song titles. The fourth way is conversations. They are quite literally just conversations that you're having with friends, or perhaps conversations that you hear other people having. And finally, headline news. Real life events that are going on right now in the world are a great way to take ideas and then start writing a song around. And my pro tip for you is to always store these ideas. When you go into your sessions, you should be able to go onto your phone, into your notepad, and be able to extract those songs to go straight into the process with. Now once we found an idea that gets us excited to want to start the process, we then must understand what is the point of our song. What is the message that we want to tell a listener? Think of songwriting like driving a car. You need to know your destination before you start the journey. Without a clear direction, you'll end up getting lost and writing aimlessly. And by understanding what the purpose of our song actually is and what it's trying to deliver, we have a clear roadmap on which to take our song on and deliver a much better story to the listener. And now that we've mapped out the idea of the song and what it's all about, we need to map out the journey, how we're going to go from start to finish and all of the sections in between. This is where we simply outline what each section of our song is actually going to deliver. So let's say we have a simple structure of our song, a verse into a chorus. We go from the chorus into verse 2. Before we sit down to actually write the melody and the lyrics, we are going to identify specifically what we want to say in each of those sections. This way we're going to avoid writer's block, and we're going to make sure that we have a progressive story right from the initial moment that the listener comes on in, right until they get to the end of that track. And then into step 4, this is where we take all of what we've done to this point and we start to write lyrics back to the central point of our track. Now at this point, we're not trying to write everything. We're not even trying to write the song. We're simply just brainstorming ideas and lyrical ideas that fit to each section of the song. So you go into your verse 1 and you identified what that's trying to deliver. So now we're going to write lyrics that refer back to what that section of the song is actually trying to deliver. And I want you to think of it like assembling a puzzle. You first of all lay out all the pieces on the floor, and then you start to go through them and putting them together and connecting them to make the full picture. I usually take about 5 to 10 minutes with this exercise at stage 4 of this process, and just take pen to paper and write all the lyrics out that I can think of in that very moment. The purpose of this exercise is not to overthink. It's not to get really analytical with a specific line of the song. You are quite literally just saying what comes to your mind and brainstorming. So now that you understand all of these 4 components, I want to bring it all together and I want to show you this in an example. So step 1, let's find an idea for a song. For this instance, I've got a 6-word story which goes, waiting isn't my kind of habit. Step 2, we need to identify what the point of this song is going to be. What do we want the listener to think, feel or understand by the time they get to the end of this song? So in this instance, it's that I've made my intentions clear. I want to be with you, but you're sending mixed signals and I can't wait forever. So I need to know where this is going. Then we're going to dive into step 3, which is where we section out that story in relation to the structure of our song. So in verse 1, we're going to tell the listener what the commitments are that we've taken. What have we done for this person to show that we are wholeheartedly all for them? Pre-chorus, we're going to highlight their inconsistencies. How one day it seems like they're all for us, but then the next they go completely cold and we're completely unsure as to where things are going. And then the chorus is where we're going to say the central point of the song, which is waiting isn't my kind of habit. You either want this or you don't, so just tell me now. Then we go into step 4, which is writing out the lyrics. So for this example, we're just going to go straight into verse 1, but you would replicate this for your pre-chorus and your chorus. So you can see here we've got lyrics like Friday nights with you, more than just a weekend thing, only a phone call away, you tell me about your fallout with friends, talk to midnight for you to fall asleep, ask me to read out our future, conversations that run beneath the surface. All of these lyrics that we're putting out and brainstorming could potentially fit as a lyric within the song. And all this exercise is a brainstorming moment to see what we can come out with without overloading ourselves having to find that specific lyric in a particular section. And then we put all of these pieces together, and that is the PPS system. That's how we go about increasing our song quality so we don't get stuck with writer's block. We have stronger songs that have a story clear throughout for the listener. And more importantly, we have songs that create impact. So now that you know how to plan your song so it virtually writes itself, now we have the other side, which is melody, and making sure you have a catchy, hooky, repetitive hook melodically in your song that keeps the listener coming back. So I've done a video on this, how you can write hit chorus melodies in as little as 10 minutes. So somewhere around here you'll see a video. Hit that video, head on over to there, and let me share with you how to put the PPS system in place, and then how to transfer that over into making sure that you have great hooks that continue to bring the listener back time and time again.